We are live. Welcome to my video. This is going to be my thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 3, Isolation. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be? And like all other episodes I've watched so far, absolutely love this one. This video will have spoilers for the episode and all the ones leading up to it. Let's dive right in. So, yeah. So many... I guess I'll just start briefly with the ending. Yeah, Carol killed them and burned them because she genuinely thought that it would end the infection. You know, she thought she had discovered the end to infection. Yeah, just holy crap. And the thing with, you know, the water, you know, they're first it's the pump and then, you know, the containers of water, and she's so frustrated that she knocks over one of the containers and spills water. Oh no. You know, just like the moment, and like we've all been there, not, you know, the zombie apocalypse, but accidentally, you know, out of frustration, accidentally doing something that, yeah, and yeah, then she risks her life going out there by herself without telling Rick, because it's one of those things she knew that if she asked, he would say no tomorrow, you know. I really worried that she would perish there, because there's too many of them, Sid, and, you know, they only... You know, she has to, like, knock the thing to get the gunk out, and walkers start turning around. There's some on the other side of her as well. Just, holy crap. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. The infection spreading, and, like, poor Glenn. It was, like, looking like he was gonna try to keep it a secret, which, like, I know he wasn't bitten by a zombie, but that's still tacky. But yeah, and the Herschel, too good for this world, seemingly literally, because yeah, you know, and the doctor even says, you know, you shouldn't be in here, and yeah, you know, coughs up blood directly onto Herschel's face. And yeah, you know, at that point, he might as well take the mask off, you know. Wipes the blood. It's like, well, I'm in it now. Yeah, just, you know, he can't not do something when he can do something. So, yeah. I do really appreciate, I mean, I don't know that they're going to be able to save him, so I'm glad that he was able to go out on his own terms, because he, you know, right from the start, he would always have wanted to die doing good instead of, you know, ending up, like, corrupted or dying in, you know, yeah. So do appreciate that. And, you know, Maggie trying to talk him out of it. Carl trying to talk him out of it, you know. I feel so bad for Lizzie. You know, like, she was already, you know, her sister said, you know, she's not weak, she's just kind of messed up. And then in this episode, she's dizzy, Miss Lizzie, you know, sick, and she's like, I can't go. She just can't go in there. She's just, it's like, she is essentially still a child, you know. And Carol's, you know, Glenn is in there, and he is great at tucking you in. And yeah, you know, Carol also really, really emotionally devastated by this whole circumstance. Let's see. I think that I feel like there's more about at least one of those characters. Yeah, Beth and Maggie talking, was also quite good. Talking about Herschel. Um, I think... I'm not sure there's more about Rick offhand. Yeah, I think that might bring us to... Yeah, the expedition to the veterinary college, which, like, holy crap, there were a lot of walkers there. Like, I mean, they drove for a little bit, but there's... I think it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get... And they also lost the car there, which was also a good detail, because, yeah, they keep... he had no choice. He had to back up, back it up over, into zombies, and then they, like, bundle up, and it's stuck. And yeah, Daryl and Michonne, like, their relationship, the thing, he might infect you. He already gave me fleas, and the thing, I know that you're not, like, I forget the wording, but he was giving her a hard time, and then he's like, the trail is cold, that, and yeah, it is that you got to be careful not to get obsessed with doing a certain thing. Right. Yeah, Tyrese did manage to inspire Rick after the fight. That was also like, holy crap. Yeah, Herschel calls it falling off the wagon. It's, yeah, at the end of the day, he does still have that in him to use violence. Yeah, sadly true of a lot of American cops. Some would say all of them. There are those who will go so far as to say that that's a large part of why many of them even joined the force, so they could get away with committing acts of violence. And I don't know, I mean, seems like that's true for a lot of... Anyway. But yeah, afterward, the thing about it looks like murder's, back on the menu. Murder's just legal now. And yeah, he's essentially, like saying, if you're not going to uphold the law, I'm going to pursue vigilante justice. And yeah, I can't rule out that Tyrese is going to find out it was Carol. And I don't know that they have a close enough relationship that he's going to be able to forgive that. Like, hypothetically, let's say it was Sasha. He would have to at least seriously consider it. But yeah, near the end of the episode, I think it was, yeah, fairly close, Rick does go out and engages detective mode. Is that why it's called that in the Arkham games? Anyway, yeah, let's see, the radio, like, just again, this wonderful thing. The show is so freaking good. I know I keep saying it, but it keeps happening, and the show keeps doing it so well. This thing of giving just a little bit of hope, because, like, that was a voice on the radio. There's something about living and surviving, and it's just, and they get distracted. Of course they do. They have to. This is big, and I mean, maybe it wouldn't have changed that much for the car. Ultimately, there were a lot of zombies there anyway, but immediately after, yeah, it's possible that it didn't cause it, but, we hear that, and then something bad happens, so just, yeah. Ty, the absolute badass, fighting his way, because, yeah, like, the others are like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do, it's just, yeah. Let's see, and yeah, as usual, like, Michonne and Daryl in action, amazing, as always. Yeah, oh, right, haven't seen that particular variant of walker before that, like, yeah, one of them was practically, I mean, they don't think enough to do like camouflage, so it's just like it wasn't trying to, but yeah, it blended in very nicely. It looked like part of the woods, nature's reclaiming.